Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of dudewutpodcast. My name's Harry Dowling, and as always, I'm joined with my best friend and co-host, Mr. Tomo Tomlinson. How you doing, man?
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, mate. Yeah, man, it's a special one again. We got a guest here, a good friend to both of us. It's been a real long time since we've seen him. It's the one and only Mr. Adam Grizzly Bear Homer. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How's all the folks at home?
Mate, it's been a long time.
It's been a very long time. A very, very long time.
Hell yeah.
But I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you said earlier that you've actually been listening to the first couple episodes.
I have, and they've been cracking me up, man. Proper cracking me up.
Nice. What have you been up to, man? What have you been up to, for the last year or something, dude?
A lot, man. There's a lot we haven't spoke about for a long time, but yeah, it was my birthday a couple of days ago.
Sick.
But
nice. Happy birthday for me.
Thank you. But yeah, not a lot really. You know, back to work now after all the lockdowns and so on. Just get back into a groove of things, really.
Yeah. Nice. Promotion recently?
Yes, I'm a
Sick.
manager.
Manage
the people.
One of the big dogs.
I am.
Fair play, man. Fair play. Nice. Probably the highest paid member of the group then now, I imagine.
I don't know, man. You podcasters these days.
I don't know though. You've got Mr. Callum Hamby who's like cooking up all sorts of stuff in his lab. So
AKA Walter White.
Yeah. He's probably making mad stacks or whatever. Tomo, man, what have you been up to?
I've been working most of it, but other than that, been going for walks, taking my dog for a walk. Been just the typical stuff.
Nice.
Strip clubs.
Yeah.
The usual.
The usual.
Talking to dogs, by the way, just to let you know, we currently have my dog in the studio, I guess, in the garage with us tonight. So if you hear any weird noises or whatever, that's just him. He's just chilling. So I haven't really been up to that much. Working like you and, taking the bike out for rides and stuff.
Nice.
Just while it's decent weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather's been amazing recently.
Hell yeah.
I not long ago I was actually interviewed and was on like the radio and had my pitch taken for like the police.
Okay.
So like where I work has like joined on to this like scheme to like basically prevent like more theft in the area.
Yeah.
Of like the shops and things. So I was like fully part of this like big day with all these coppers and like all these police dogs and all these other people. Fair few hours of like standing there like smiling, man. It was weird, but yeah. Apart from that, not a whole lot. So for everyone out there, basically, Adam, as I mentioned on the episode where we had Hamby on there. Adam is one of our like group of brothers that we mentioned before. We've known him now for I've known him longer than I'd known Hamby.
Yeah.
But not as long as I've known you, dude.
Yeah.
So probably like at the start, probably like year 7. That's probably
it's been a good 15 years at least now.
Whoa.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
So yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah,
man.
we're literally like 11 years old.
What? And like
We're like granddads now.
Yeah, like straight away we sort of started hanging out because we were into music.
Yeah.
And we sort of weirdly, because we didn't really hang out with the same people. Like
no, not really at first. No.
We like basically formed like a little band while we were in school, and that we sort of did for a while with a mate of ours, Steve, who we'll probably have on at some point, hopefully. And that band basically started about 2010, and we just did it for fun mainly.
Yeah,
and,
massively.
Ended up getting a minor local record deal for I don't know if you say record deal. So we got signed basically.
It was big thing for us back then. That was at that age.
Yeah,
big
definitely.
thing.
Yeah. Well, man, I mean, when we did the audition, we totally thought that there was no chance in hell.
Properly mucked it up.
Yeah, and we still got it, and then we did that for a few years, where we were sort of doing this whole gigging thing, which was cool, and then basically just came off the label, just did it for fun again, which was great. And unfortunately, because of all the lockdowns and things, it's been ages since we've done it.
It's been a long time. I literally can't remember the last time. But
Yeah.
it's one of those things, isn't it? Just you stop doing it 1 week, and then everybody gets busy, and it's hard to do again.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do it for ages again now, but
It was so much easier when we were younger as well, because
so much more free time.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
much more free time compared to nowadays.
Oh yeah.
So we used to people used to come to our like band practices and things.
We make them pay money.
No, unfortunately not. We totally should have. They do full on like shows for people.
Yeah.
Did you ever come to one?
Yeah, but the practices.
Yeah, the practices.
Because I've been to a few of your practices, and I've been to I think I went to one of your lives.
I
at
remember
the Amber
that.
Cafe.
I remember that one. So, oh man,
I'm pretty sure that was the first time I met Tommy. That was.
That was awful.
I think so.
I'm pretty certain that's the first time I met you.
That was absolutely awful.
Me and Toby, one of my friends, Toby, had a few too many drinks, and
it was, but that wasn't even it. So
but we wasn't even like sort of like drunk. We just had like just people were just being.
It was, but that wasn't it. Like you walked in on something, so we were there and we were having like a really bad set because of problems with the bass player of the headlining band's amp, and that person's dad came on stage and started like to try and fight us basically, and by this point we played like 1.5 songs and I think we got and as this was happening you guys walked in like absolutely fucking drunk, stumbling into this place.
Okay, I've met I was drunk.
And you were with Toby and you were with Shep.
Oh yes.
And those you guys were drinking like, and you came in and you just sat down making a scene as well, and it was obvious that you were like our fans, in like air quotes.
Yeah.
So it was obvious you were there to see us, and like people were just like, "What the hell is going on?" And we ended up walking off. Remember, we literally just walked off.
I feel like.
Bear in mind, it wasn't because of us being drunk that it walked off. It was
no.
because of just everything that was happening.
I feel like I blanked a lot of that out, but now talking about it, it'll sort of come back to me again.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It feels like it was a long time ago.
It was, man.
Yeah,
it was. But yeah, fully walked out. I think that was the only gig that we never
finished.
Never finished. We had some pretty good ones, man.
We did have some really good ones. Minifest.
Yeah, like that's basically where we live. It's like where we used to live when we went to school and whatnot. It's like a small festival for like up and coming bands and things like that.
Homegrown talent and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. But it's a big event like locally.
Yeah, massively.
And we were lucky enough to play it the one year. I think it was like 2013.
Yeah, it was around there.
2012, 2013, and we had a great time. A lot of drinks. Mate, it sounds like we've been drinking for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't, it doesn't sound great, does it? But yeah, again, a lot of drinks and a pretty cool performance because of it. And it's one of the highlights of my life.
Interesting's the word I'd use.
I mean, you can't compare it to like massive gigs in stadiums like you see where it's like Queen or whatnot, where it's thousands of people. But we played in front of about 500 people.
It felt like that to us, didn't it, at that point?
That's what I mean.
From that age as well.
It's one of the big moments of my life. And I remember a small group of people in the crowd singing one of our choruses back.
I remember being like proper nervous for that. Cause,
oh, mate, yeah.
I mean, we'd done quite a few gigs at that point, but they weren't, it was a small crowd of that. Felt big. Yeah. A really big crowd.
Yeah, it was, man.
Nice.
It was great. Ah, man, I don't know what you were up to around about then.
Me?
Yeah, because I guess we were pretty focused on I was pretty focused on the music.
I was busy dating, to be honest.
You were
busy guy.
Different women, yeah. I'll be completely honest.
Stealing their pugs. That's a story of how Tomo acquired his pug, which will probably, at some point in the future, if she guests on another episode.
I mean, she's featured many times already.
Yeah, you've heard her a few times in episodes in the background.
By the way, we're actually trying a new mic today, so we're hoping to not have any of that shit popping noise from the last couple episodes. So let us know.
Yeah, hopefully it's not the program.
Yeah, hopefully not.
If it is the program, then we apologise if there is crackling. There's nothing really we can do. Other than retake the whole thing, but it's difficult when you've already spoke about everything that you want to speak about, and then going back, it's harder to remember.
The magic cannot be captured twice.
No, it's difficult.
Yeah. So let us know. Send us an email at dudewutpodcast@gmail.com. Send us an email with anything, suggestions.
Yeah, you can also send it like direct messages or comment on any of our posts on Instagram at dudewutpodcast. Anything, yeah. If you give us a like, share. You could also follow our Spotify.
So, guys, it's time for this week's segment of What Are We Drinking? What are we drinking?
What are we drinking?
Today, guys, as always, I've been choosing these mystery beers. This week, we've got a special one.
Drum roll.
I'll whip them out. Drum roll. No banging on the table, guys.
Yeah, not this time.
Alright. This week we have Sniper.
Oh.
What the hell is that?
That looks awesome.
It looks good, though.
Stormtrooper.
Damn.
That looks awesome.
That looks really cool.
I'm pretty sure that the brewery is called Stormtrooper, and they do quite a few. I've had a different ones of them. They're sort of like these craft ales, like craft IPAs and things. This one, if I remember right, because I've only had it once before, and I loved it.
Yeah.
It's like an IPA, but it's really like mango-y, orangey, passion fruity sort of flavour going on with it.
India Pale Ale.
Yeah, it's an IPA, so it's like basically up my alley. Like.
Oh yeah, I'm not really much of a.
Have one of those.
Well, I am a drinker, but at the same time, I don't really know my drinks.
Stormtrooper. I don't know if anyone's had one of these, but like their whole thing is the Star Wars thing. So everything is like a Star Wars pun or whatnot. This one's called Stormtrooper Sniper. Boys, I think we should crack them.
I mean, it says that you shouldn't drink this when you're pregnant. I'm pretty sure this probably wouldn't be a go-to.
I don't think I am pregnant.
No.
Sick for eyes, crack on 3.
Check, hang on one sec. No, I'm alright.
1, 2, 3. Smooth as ass cheeks.
Hell yeah.
See what you think, boys.
Ooh, that is mango-y, isn't it?
Oh, wow. That's actually pretty nice.
That's really good, man. Yeah. That's actually really good.
It's nice, isn't it?
Really refreshing. And it smells delicious as well.
It's annoying that it comes in a little 330ml can.
Yeah, that is strange having it in a small can.
Yeah.
Like it's a small soda can, yeah.
Yeah, that's very much like a craft.
I think it's all you need, though. It's like short, sharp, refreshing.
Yeah. So, yeah, what do you reckon? I mean, Tommy, I know on one of them you described a... what was it we're drinking? You described a Baileys as being clear and that you couldn't really taste it.
No, this one has a...
It's definitely
nice. This one's a lot sharper. The taste of it's like you can really taste it in like.
It's definitely
in your gullet.
It's got
that
gullet,
yes.
It's got that fruitiness, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I'd say that's one of the fruitiest beers I've ever had in my life.
I am like the worst person to describe beer,
and it tastes good as well.
Well, next time
it's not overpowering.
Next time you're on, I'll try and get you a peach IPA. Have you ever had a peach IPA? They're really seasonal for some reason, but they are delicious. They're really good. There's one by Badger. I don't know if you can get it anymore. It's really good.
I mean, I must say,
yeah,
it tastes nice.
Mm-hmm.
I started drinking a little bit more, and it has a resemblance of soap. Don't know why.
Soap?
Yeah, I don't know. It just tastes really weird. It's like,
what is wrong with you, mate?
Say if you're washing your hair or something, and say like a bit of shampoo that goes into your mouth or something.
Who eats that shampoo, bro?
That's the tang of the hops, bro. That's the hops, mate.
That's the thing I find interesting about it.
What do you guys reckon? Yay, nay? Yeah, that's
big yay in my opinion, to be
honest.
Thumbs up from Grizz. I think it's really good.
What are you saying, man?
I wouldn't give it... Well, say if I had saw it in a store, I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, but
the only reason I'd buy it is because the can looks cool.
Yeah, the can.
Yeah, it looks really cool. It's not like cheaply done.
Yeah, the packaging looks really cool.
It sort of is. I mean, look at the labels are stuck all over the place.
Yeah,
but I think that's the craft in air quotes thing.
Yeah,
you know.
But it still looks cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not. I wouldn't be my go-to, but I'll give it a yay because
I'd massively give that a yay.
It's not that bad.
That's actually surprised me by how good that is. Actually,
you've pretty much almost got through this, haven't you, man? Well,
finish mine.
It's not the only one tonight.
Oh, see. All right, so this week we did a repeat. So basically, a couple of weeks back or whenever, we did an episode on YouTube short films, and we just really enjoyed doing that. And we thought that with Adam, Grizzly, Homer on the episode, we were basically going to do that again. We're going to do part 2. So we watched 4 short films. Once again, by the way, if you can hear a car or something, it's because we're in a garage. Yeah, I have to get a proper studio space soon. But yeah, we chose 4 short films, and they were
a mixed bag.
Yeah, varying length.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into it, dudes. So the first one we watched was called Scooter Jack, and it was 2021, and it was by, we couldn't find a director, but it was by a company called MYM, like Million Youth Media. Million Youth Media. It was basically, well, Tomo, can you tell us what it was about?
It's basically about, originally it starts with like these dudes in a flat.
Yeah.
And they're just like stood in the flat talking about how this property is like the penthouse.
Yeah.
It's going to be worth
It's like a council flat, isn't it?
He said this isn't a council flat anymore, this is a penthouse. And you look at the view and you're like...
Yeah, and it's obviously like British, because these people are like, mate, every, like, at the end of every sentence, like, mate, you know. Yeah. But yeah, and then from there it like follows this like... This random... delivery
woman, it's like a scooter which looks like something that you rent.
Yeah. So that's something I was going to say. Like, she's got this... There's a delivery girl, and she delivers food for like a Jamaican place or something in London, I imagine. And she's got like one of those like renter scooters that you have in like
e-scooters.
Cities. Yeah, like, so I was the whole way through I was thinking like, I wonder if she's getting, how much is it going to cost at the end of the day? Like, that can't be good for pizza delivery people and that, because
just buy your own.
You're paying to.
Then again, it's London, man.
Yeah, I guess. But then what happens is the main character, who's sort of like a teenage girl, her scooter gets stolen, and then it like, as the guy runs up and steals it, it's like this young guy runs up. It cuts to like this weird animation thing.
Yeah, but I was gonna say as well. Before that, there was when she rolls up to the house to get to deliver the food, and then she's like buzzing on the door, and he answers, and he's just like, "Hello." She's like, "Delivery," and then he's like, "I'll buzz you in." It doesn't work. Yeah. It's like the typical won't work, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll be right down," and he goes. Typically, elevators broke. Council property. He takes the stairs. There's a homeless person sleeping on the stairs. Yeah. That's obviously typical British.
Very much, yeah.
And he goes down, and then then you see then before that, as when those two guys were upstairs, a guy heard someone arguing downstairs. Yeah. And then one of them was one of the guys who robbed her scooter when she came up and delivered his food.
Yeah.
And then he takes the scooter, there's this whole if you want to continue with that with the cartoon.
So like there's this weird like cartoon animation thing, and it's playing like the Super Mario music, and it's like, I don't know, it's really weird. It's like a hand drawn style thing with like all these weird effects.
It's almost like comic book effects almost, isn't it?
Yeah. And then out of nowhere it just snaps straight back out of that. And it does that a number of times through the film. It's probably only about 9 minutes long or something, this film. But yeah, sort of rough.
Yeah, it's about 20-30 seconds of this sort of animation, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it just, the first time it does it, it's like completely out of the blue.
Yeah.
You just don't expect it to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's not like, it's quite urban, isn't it? It's quite urban sort of setting.
Yeah.
And like this happens with the Mario music and the animation. You're like, where's this come from?
Yeah.
You don't really expect it.
Yeah.
And then you sort of see it a few more times throughout the film, and it just doesn't seem like in keeping with the rest of it, really.
Yeah, it really doesn't. At one point, it references like Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Where like he Hadouken someone or something.
Yeah, because there's a bits where they're chasing him.
Yeah.
On the e-scooter, she's running. They're in the car driving after him, and she's like, "Get here, you thief!" And then the guy chases him around this bit, and I was like, "Why are you going in a circle?" The guy was running around in a circle. Yeah. I was like, "What are you doing?" So, clever him decided to steal the car.
Yeah.
Jumped in the car, and I don't understand why the guy who got out the car didn't take his keys out of the car, considering you're in London.
Yeah. What was
like that in like a council area, like you're in London.
It just seemed like very thrown together, didn't it? That sequence.
Yeah, and then
like it wasn't very clear what was going on.
Yeah, they didn't explain it. They didn't explain it.
But yeah, so the guy ends up stealing the car and then bumps into like a gangster and gets punched and gets like a 30-second black eye. Like,
yeah, that was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was the bit when they follow the guy on the scooter. They both jump on the scooter.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Which way you putting your hands?"
Oh yeah.
And he's
like, sorry.
Sorry, I was supposed to put it. And he like puts on his shoulders
Awkwardly as well.
Yeah, and then as they're like running up to the car, basically the kid pulls up to the street, gets out the car, walks over, puts the phone on the hood of the car, leaves the keys in the ignition.
Yeah.
Walks over to his friend in the park, like around the corner. Then the girl comes back, takes the keys out of the car, doesn't take the phone, takes the keys out of the car, runs off, and then the guy's like, "I got you this car." Oh shit! I got you this car.
There's a scene with like really awkwardly like hiding behind a car in there.
Yeah.
It was like you'd be able to see that.
Yeah. It just looked very amateur, didn't it?
And then the whole thing ends with them basically catching up with the guy who stole their shit, and them having a bit of a hug on like a bridge.
Yeah, because when they got up, they basically. Which the one thing that I found so weird was that the sequence was that she was chasing him on her she was on her e-scooter, he was on foot. The whole time they were running on the road, on the path.
Yeah.
I do not understand why he didn't just go on the grass. He could have easily lost her. Instead he ran all the way down the pathway that she could go on the e-scooter. And then also, I don't know how he wasn't faster than the e-scooter, and then they met up at the bridge. Randomly, the other guy who was on foot got there as well.
Yeah, so we were saying like, what's the meaning of this? Because the film ends with them just
hugging it out pretty much,
saying like, "Hey, have a bit of a drink," that's it. Credits.
Yeah, because what was that drink called again? What was that thing called again?
Haile Selassie.
Selassie Lassie.
Yeah.
And it was like when they caught up with him and spoke to him, they were like on the bridge, like, put their hand on his shoulder or something. And then she was like, "You want some Selassie Lassie?"
It was almost like they were about to get pissed up.
Yeah, and then it showed like the Jamaican Rasta flag, and then it was like, are they about to like do something explicit, like smoke some stuff?
Just from the start, it just didn't have any sort of.
And then they started like hugging, pretty much like hugging, and then having drinks.
Yeah,
like,
I think the whole way through it, you couldn't really tell what was going to happen next. Not in a good way where it was like unpredictable. It just sort of seemed really like thrown together, didn't it?
Yeah. So we were looking, like I might have said, and we couldn't find an actual director for this film. So going by the name of the channel, we guessed that it's sort of like a group, made possibly probably a youth group. So fair play to them. It was decent for what it is.
Yeah.
Don't want to say
it was a youth group. That was not that bad.
It's shit, because I don't think it was shit.
No.
So what do you reckon? Ratings, Tomo? Where you at?
I'm probably gonna give it like, I'd say a 5 out of 10.
Fair.
The acting wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
There was also some points where it was just, it was just overall it wasn't actually a bad short, but
fairly sort of amateur vibe.
Yeah, it was very amateur. So I'm giving it a rating of it being an amateur film.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Grizzly Bear.
I'm gonna be a bit more critical, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an amateur film. Also, it's some sort of youth company that did it. Which, fair play, it's not an easy thing to make a film at all. And 9 minutes worth of film, and it was on a few different locations, quite a few actors in it. Probably took quite a while to film, but it just felt very amateur from the start.
Yeah.
I really was not engaged in it at all, and I just, because there was no meaning in it at all, it just didn't really sit with me very well.
Yeah.
You sort of sat puzzled at the end, thinking, what was the actual point? Like, what have we watched 10 minutes worth of film for?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it like a 3 out of 10.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. I think I'm thinking a 4 out of 10 between you guys. because I like massively agree with both of you. I think it's fairly good for like an amateur film, but yeah, unfortunately, I just wasn't.
It doesn't pull you in at all.
I wasn't engaged. I don't really relate to like that sort of culture or that sort of like environment or anything like that. So yeah, don't know.
I mean, it says, I'm pretty sure it said on YouTube, it was like a comedy drama.
Oh yeah, it did, didn't
but
it?
But it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't funny.
I think that's why we chose it, because again, we searched short films and we just chose like the top few. It definitely said comedy, didn't it?
And it wasn't funny, and there was no drama in it at all, or story to sort of say, oh, this is a drama.
Yeah, I genuinely didn't see the comedy in it. Like even with the cartoon like style things happening.
Maybe that was what.
I think that's probably what the reference of comedy is.
Yeah.
But I just don't get it.
No.
Anyway, so that was Scooter Jack, 2021. The next film we watched, Grizz, why don't you introduce it?
So the next film we watched was called Rebooted, which again was about 9-10 minutes long, and this was by a director called.
It was Michael Shanks.
Michael Shanks.
Yeah.
This is a 2020 film as well. This was so again relatively recent.
Yeah.
And I actually really liked this film as well.
Yeah, this was good, wasn't it?
It was really good. I think because I really didn't like the film before, this got off to such a good start that I was drawn into it straight away.
Yeah.
You could feel that sort of. It didn't feel amateur.
No, it definitely didn't.
The film, the camera, it seemed really professional from the get-go.
Yeah.
And some of the opening shots were really impressive as well.
So the film is basically about a guy who makes like a stop motion puppet, like the skeleton from that Jason the Argonauts old film, skeleton with a sword and shield kind of thing. The guy makes the puppet, and it like becomes alive, and then it sort of stars in this film's like equivalent of that like Jason and the Argonauts movie, has its like big break, and then it like jumps like 20 years in the future or something.
To its auditions.
Yeah, and he's like a struggling actor.
Yeah, washed up. He's had his career. He's struggling to get gigs again.
Yeah, and it's just like, and this thing's, by the way, this is stop motion. So this is like stop motion blended in with
animation.
Yeah, and like real.
And real life. Yeah.
Like real people and stuff, and the story basically goes that the guy finds out that there's a remake being made of his movie. And he really hates it, so he like goes back to the studio and tries to disrupt it. But the best thing about this film was just, the story was great, but it was like everything else, wasn't it? Like the concept was amazing. So it's set
exactly what I was going to say.
It's set in this world where, movie props, but not all props, but movie props and things are like real, and they coexist with like humans and things. I think that's a pretty interesting thing.
Yeah, I mean, the concept was really unique, to be honest. I haven't really seen much like it, really. And for 9 minutes, they pulled it off really well. I think it's quite a hard one to sort of pan out the plot because it was such a weird film at the same time. But what you said about the sort of coexisting, I almost don't know if it was like they did or it sort of was like Night at the Museum sort of thing where they sort of other creatures or props could see each other alive, like Toy Story almost.
Okay. Yeah.
But the humans weren't aware.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Until like, Toy Story where they do go out where they hide from the humans.
Yeah.
I got that sort of vibe from it anyway.
Yeah. Like you said a minute ago, like one of the opening shots is this like fantastic drone shot from like inside what must be a real theatre. It's like a drone shot from like basically the front desk, and it goes all the way out, pulls right out to the building, and then like up the street. And that was just great start, like really impressive.
Very impressive.
Gripped you in. There was some like jank with the CGI, especially when our skeleton character is picking up objects, and it was a fairly zoomed in shot.
Yeah.
But for the most part, that was done exceptionally well.
Yeah.
A couple of scenes where he was interacting with people were a little bit jank also, but really cool. We were just all totally into the world of this film.
Yeah, because there was like really good, smooth, like really nice transitions.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There was also what you said, Grizzly. There was no dialogue.
No, which I don't think we realised about halfway through it, really.
Yeah.
Because you were so drawn into what was going on, and you're trying to figure out what's going on as well at the same time, that halfway through, like, nobody's actually spoken of his film at all.
Yet you were fully understanding everything. Like, because being like a stop motion puppet thing, this skeleton character's got this really expressive face.
Yeah.
Like, eyebrows and things that you know exactly what he's saying. A lot like Gromit from like Wallace and Gromit. You always know exactly what he's saying, even though he never says anything. Really good. Really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, because I remember the bit when he sat down just after he keeps failing loads of auditions, and then he's sat there. He's got his whiskey in his glass.
Yeah, because he becomes like an alcoholic.
He becomes like a proper alcoholic, and he's just sat there drinking. And I'm just like, how is he drinking that with no internal organs or skin or anything? And he stood up, took a sip, and it showed you from the side, and it just went straight through. And I was like, it's like, what is it?
Yeah.
Could be comedy foreshadowing, or not foreshadowing?
No.
It's like
it was like self-aware.
Self-aware. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's self-aware comedy. It's quite good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first film we were sort of going, what is the point in this? It really has no meaning.
Yeah.
Where the second film, you sort of drawn in. You were like, you don't need to know what the meaning is because it was drawn in because it's so unique. Where obviously he'd had his career when he was younger. He was now sort of washed up trying to get gigs again. He was going to auditions, and he wasn't getting the parts.
And he wasn't giving up though.
He wasn't giving up, but he was getting frustrated, wasn't he? And he just walked into the lot of where he used to film it, saw they were doing a reboot.
Yeah.
And that's where it sort of all hell broke loose, really, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he sort of got all the monsters and creatures from all these other props and sets and films. And he was sort of imagining it in his mind, wasn't he, about attacking it and burning the set down.
There's like a whole scene where they like take on everyone, basically.
Yeah, all the security guards.
In really great ways. One of which is a costume of the creature from the Black Lagoon or whatever. Like fully jumps onto a man and like suffocates him.
He jumps onto him, like zips up and suffocates him.
But yeah, like really great. I think ratings, man. What are you saying, T?
I give this one. I'll give this a 7.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm mostly giving it because overall it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I actually liked it because the amount of effort that goes into stop animation is crazy.
Always impressive to see.
It just had it was just weird that it had no dialogue.
Yeah,
there was some scenes that were quite janky.
You saying that the no dialogue is a negative?
I don't know. To me, it just seems like some dialogue would have been
that's
interesting. Would have made it more interesting.
Fair 7.
Yeah.
Grizzly, what are you saying, man?
I think that's a good rating, to be fair, for Tomo. I think technically it was very good. Stop motion's like an art, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very difficult to pull off, and
I've tried it.
The camera shots, were great. Like if they felt professional, they felt high budget. There was a bit of a lull in the middle of it, I think, where you didn't really see what direction it was going in. But the fact it didn't have any dialogue wasn't a negative for me. I think if it did have dialogue in it and bits here and there, it'd sort of feel empty when it didn't have it in it.
Yeah, I think you'd notice it more.
You would notice it more. Yeah. Where because it was consistent throughout, it was normal. It's what you knew. I'd give it an 8, to be honest, just because.
Nice.
It was unique. It was unique, and it compared to the first one, it really sort of pumped me back up almost.
Yeah. So I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking an 8 because I think if say 6 is above average and 7 is good, 8 then must be very good.
Yeah.
And I think this is very good.
I think it's very good.
Great. The world is, I think, the best thing for me. I'd love to see a sequel or not necessarily star in that thing, but with just more of that world.
Yeah.
And that was great. It had a cool soundtrack. I was into it the whole way through. So yeah, that gets an 8 for me as well.
Nice.
Right.
Very deserving.
The next one we watched was a film called A Shot in the Dark, which was by the Hudson brothers. Came out 2019. And this one was a Western. I don't know if it's becoming a thing that we do a Western in every one of these YouTube short videos. I sort of hope not, to be fair, because
it's kind
if
of
there's
ruining.
anything to go by, then are they all going to be shit?
Yeah,
sorry,
it's kind of pretty much ruining.
Yeah, maybe we won't.
Westerns.
Maybe next time we won't do a Western.
Or if we do, hopefully it's good.
Yeah, how are we going to know, bro?
So one way
maybe
to find
just
out.
avoid the Western.
One way to find out, we end up never getting good ones.
Anyway, yeah. So this film opens with like a shot of a dude jumping off a moving train, like a high-speed train.
But the problem is the train going past the screen literally looks like a picture in the screen.
So the camera is placed like on the track between the wheels, so all you're seeing is like a black
silhouette
of the wheels moving past really, really fast. But the issue isn't that. Well, the issue is that, but the issue is basically that the dude jumps off the train and just almost lands on his feet.
Very light.
There's no like flying down the road at like 60 mile an hour, skipping like a stone because you've just jumped off a fucking high-speed train.
So it's going fast.
Yeah, this thing's flying. That dude should have been pinging down the road, broken bones, you know.
Well, at least they've not like cuts and bruises,
Yeah,
but he didn't have anything. He was fine.
He literally jumps off, pulls his trousers up, and puts his gun in his holster.
Yeah, he's not even dirty or dusty or anything.
Yeah.
It's just
He's chilling.
Walks off.
It looks very fake.
Yeah. So as you can tell, we were already like, what is this? Janky CG.
Yep, agreed.
So I'm struggling to even remember what happened. Oh yeah, so there's this guy and he's like we guess he's an outlaw. He like stumbles across a guy who's just like at a campfire by himself, and he then has a bit of a conversation with this guy. He like holds him hostage, tells him that he's like a legendary outlaw, and that he's got like snipers in the trees or whatnot. And you sort of learn that he actually does have snipers in the trees for some reason. Like, we don't know why. Like, why is he on his own if he's got sniper? Like, the whole thing doesn't make sense.
No.
That along with some weird like sniper shots where you're looking down a scope, but you know. Anyway, he tells the guy that he's this legendary outlaw, and this guy sort of is questioning him. And then, to be fair, it was about 5 minutes, but it was still tricky to get through.
It was rather boring.
It ends up being that the big twist is that spoilers here. The guy who was being held up actually was the outlaw that the guy who was holding him up was claiming to be, and he's like, actually, it was so and so, and the robbery went like this, and you know, and then there's this weird as anything like scene where the snipers like shooting at the guy who was the outlaw. I don't know.
Yeah, because the guy was sat on the log and then with his hands bound.
Yeah.
With rope across the middle, and then he was like, I think he said something to the other guy, and the other guy like came up to him. He was like, "You listen here."
Yeah.
And then the guy sat down and was like, "No, you listen here," or whatever. And then he like lifted his hands up, and then the sniper that was in the hills like shot the rope. Shot the rope.
Yeah.
And it like to free his hands, and then and that's when the guy started crawling back, like the sniper was like shooting at him,
and it was like just not greatly done.
No. And then it ended, and then when it ended, we were just like, "Is that it? Like, what the hell was that?"
Because it was, I mean, this wasn't the shortest one we watched today. But,
no.
It was felt like the quickest.
As always, when we're doing these, we write down a load of things, and me and Grizzly both wrote down basically the same thing. What did we write down then?
Well, I'll take it back a little bit. I thought this was shit. I'm not gonna lie. I love Western films. Like, some of my favourite films are Westerns, and I was actually really looking forward to this, and I was shocked by how shit it was. Because, I mean, a good Western, it's got a recipe, really. It's got ingredients. It's got the setting, the characters, and suspense. They always have suspense in the soundtrack, and I don't think it had any music in it.
Nah.
It had no suspense. The dialogue was shit. And I don't know, it just really did not grip me at all. And I think there's only two actors really in this. There's the main guy and the guy who was sort of taken hostage and interrogated.
Yeah.
The main guy, he wasn't a bad actor. He was very like B-movie, like cliche Western. He was saying a lot of the right lines, but it wasn't really, convincing. But the other guy was dreadful. he literally looked like he turned up. They've thrown in the script, done these lines. We're filming it right now. That's what it seemed like to me.
That is so true. I reckon that is
I
exactly
think they could have given me those lines. I could have did a better job with it.
They didn't even give him time. They didn't even give him time to rehearse.
No,
it was just like, here's the script.
His rehearsals when they were filming
now. He was just like he was just basically reading the script.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
Looking away, like not even in the, like he's not even there. He's not in the shot.
Was it that bit where he was like, shit? Or something, where he said something and it was like so script.
I don't think we have that much to say about this.
No, it was just awful.
Yeah,
because of how like not into it we were the whole way through. And as I said, that's 2 for 2 on bad westerns, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go for a 3.
Third time lucky.
Yeah, third time could be lucky.
Yeah, okay, we'll go for a 3.
Yeah, we'll go for a 3.
Ratings, bro. What's up?
Oh, I'm gonna give this a 3.
Okay, that's higher than I thought you'd give it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say it was like the story was interesting. The fact that it was like a whole plot twist, and that's literally the only.
It's been done a million times, man.
But that's the only reason I'm giving it anything. I'm giving it a 3, just because of that, and the main guy wasn't insanely bad as acting. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it loses majority of the rest because of the guy. The other guy was terrible, and the CG was terrible.
Fair enough. Grizzly, what are you saying?
I think I'll give it 1 point just because it's a western anyway. That's I'm building it up.
Oh right.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna give it 1 point because it's a western. And I love westerns anyway.
Yeah.
I think there's a scene. Well, it was all sort of around a campfire, wasn't it? And it like visually it looked good.
It was dark though.
Yeah, when it wasn't showing sort of like CGI backgrounds, when he was around the campfire, like the lighting looked good, I thought.
Yeah.
Like it was a bit atmospheric, which westerns are. Apart from that, there's nothing really to give it a good score on. So I give it a 2. I give it a 2.
Fair enough.
2 out of 10.
Yeah. Oh man. I don't know. I'm always thinking, I was thinking a 2. I'm always thinking, shit, I don't want to say what someone else has said, but I'm going to say 2 because that's what it gets. Same. 1, because it's a western. There's a reason why we put these westerns in, because they look cool. The thumbnails always look so cool on YouTube as well.
Tricks you.
So there's like a dude with his gun out or something, and you're like, yes.
The thing is, it's not hard to like western soundtracks, like simple as how. It's like a little bit of guitar, maybe a little bit of banjo.
It's so simple.
There was nothing in it at all. Like even that would have made it better. Like built a bit of tension.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, atmosphere.
It just sort of hit and missed. I think. Sorry, Hudson Bros. We weren't that into your film.
You suck ass.
Whoa. But we're still happy to share it. So I still recommend that you check it out.
Yeah, recommend check it out just so you have your own personal idea on it. But our idea,
you don't suck ass.
That's not really an idea. It's
take it back.
Our thought. Yeah,
we're gonna get an email from Hudson Bros, man.
Yeah,
what have you done?
I actually loved it. 9 out of 10.
Okay, so the last film was like, well, for bit of a home run.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a surprise.
So this film, I was probably the least excited for. It was the shortest one out of the pick. It's 5 minutes long. What is it about, guys?
It's pretty much just a horror movie.
It's basically about this this guy who, well, being 5 minutes, you're sort of thrown straight into it. You don't really know anything that's going on. A guy, he's like starts off and he's hit a woman. He's ran a woman over or ran something over.
You don't see it, but it like insinuates it, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's got like blood all the way up his car, which I couldn't tell if it was like CG or if it was like, I don't know, painted on.
It looked like a lot of blood.
Yeah, it did. But it wasn't like runny. It looked like it was still,
Still image.
Yeah. So he's done that, and it's like then his car's all clean. He's driving home, and it's sort of implying that he's like buried her in the woods or something. And then he basically gets a phone call, and this for me was the best bit of the film.
Yeah, I'll agree.
I thought it was the best bit of the film because he answers the phone, and it's like one of his mates or something, but it doesn't come up with a number, and he's just like, "How's it going, man? Yeah, it's all good." And then he just goes, "Where did you bury her or something? Where did you put her?
Where did you put her? Or where is she?
Yeah, where is she? He's like, "So where is she?"
Yeah.
Where is she?
But then it keeps saying it over and over again, and then the voice gets all like distorted, and our character gets a little bit like spooked.
Yeah. That scene, like that bit, like creeps. That was creepy.
It was like
it was very creepy.
Yeah, like you can imagine getting a call like that, and like I don't know.
I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
If I got that call.
And then after that, he's basically like watches a bit of TV, goes up to bed, and then out of nowhere, it like sort of cuts so that like all the lights are off in his room, and there's like this big, like elongated arms and legs.
Oh yeah.
Like, big figure of a woman standing in his room.
Like female Slender Man almost.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Who like flashes and then she's gone. He gets up, like walks down his weirdly big American corridor where he's got like all his, you know how they have like
7
loads
doors.
of rooms, yeah, like massive mansion houses.
A door next to a door next to a door.
Yeah, literally. And one of these doors is like slightly open, and there's this like proper creepy laugh.
There's a crying at first.
Oh, it was
wasn't
crying.
Yeah,
That
it's
was it.
crying.
It was
It
crying.
was getting close to the door, and it was just like, that's creepy. It sounded like someone off Left 4 Dead.
Yeah,
The witch
but
off Left 4 Dead.
He went back to his room, didn't he, to grab a
Baseball bat. Yeah, he came back, and then... Well, no, before that, it was as he was looking at the door when she was whimpering, when it was crying, it opened slightly.
Yeah.
And then her hands,
like
see hands come out.
That was very creepy. To be
Yeah,
fair.
and then he went back, got the baseball bat, and then as he went...
We were like, oh, he's going for a shot. He thought he was fully about to fucking
load a shotgun.
rack a shotgun and take this thing on. But now he grabs like a...
He should have.
Baseball
Yeah,
bat.
he grabs like a shitty painted baseball bat or whatnot.
Yeah, and then he
starts going over there, and then like some of the other doors open that are in his massive corridor.
Yeah.
And then basically it cuts to a shot of him, and you're like, something's got to be behind him. And then this weird woman face comes out from behind a door, like looks at him, and then it cuts.
But it's really blurry, the face as well.
Yeah, you don't see,
you don't see a
a
face.
lot. But then it cuts straight to the the creator, who was Spencer Kelly.
Yeah.
2020. But yeah, like I could tell that when we were watching this that you guys were loving this. I thought that it was pretty good. I definitely got like college student vibes from it though, because although it was very good in some areas, I felt it sort of lacking in other areas. Like it just seemed a little bit like, I'm going to put the camera there, then we're going to do this shot. I'm going to put the camera there, we're doing this shot. But it works. So, if I was basically like grading this this kid's college project, then I would rate this like really highly. Because it was good. But like, I got college vibes off it, and the creepiest bit for me was the phone call. I didn't really find the rest of it very creepy, but you guys loved it.
Yeah.
But yes, it's really strange. I don't like horror films. I'll be completely honest. It just sketches me out. Say if I watch a horror film and then go upstairs, turn the light off. I'm always like, what the fuck's in the shadows?
Don't you like getting spooked?
Nah, I don't enjoy it, and that's like torture. Like, why would you do that?
Oh, I love getting spooked.
Nah, it just doesn't make sense to me.
I don't really find horror films scary.
No.
So I don't know. I'm not a big fan.
It's like I know they're not real. I know in my head it's not real. I know it's not real. Obviously, I'm not stupid. It's like,
are you sure? Dude, what?
Dude, what?
Genuinely checking under your bed and stuff before you go to bed.
Yeah, nah, not like that. No, I like. It's just when you see like just the hallway and it's just pitch black.
Yeah.
When you can look into the hallway in the darkness, it's just creepy because your imagination takes over.
I'm definitely the person that always walks into it thinking embrace.
No, I'm just like anything in here, don't want it to touch me.
Arms wide open, darkness.
No,
Harry's like, come to me.
I'm definitely the same boat as Tomo. I hate horror films. I mean, like, there's something like a little bit exciting about them, but they scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I would never watch one by myself in a million years. I'd watch one with somebody else, but like that film from the start, like the first shot of like, it's like a driveway, like a little road with the trees and the car.
Yeah,
it sort of like got me hooked already. Cause,
it felt like it was setting something up.
Yeah, it did. It looked like it was getting straight to the point.
It's
almost.
often the start of many a psychological thriller is like a shot of hills and trees.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is my sort of vibe. And like the sort of filter they used on it, that sort of dark, sort of like dramatic sort of tone.
Yeah.
I was like, I like the look of this already. I got those like college vibes a little bit when he went into the house and you saw the guy and he was like very much like college age.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna be like cheesy American, but it wasn't really cliche. Like the music was a bit cliche, like 3 notes on a piano
There
with
was
a lot of reverb.
some sort of some Michael Myers-y stuff.
Yeah, it was very like repetitive, but it like added towards the vibe anyway. But yeah, like I was hooked on it, to be honest. Like I was really engaged and I was genuinely, creeped out at points as well.
Yeah, I think it did some things really well. Like I think the suspense was good at the end. I thought that I don't know. Like I say, I feel like I just didn't enjoy it as much as you guys.
No.
But yeah, I mean, it was decent. It definitely decent. I would watch it if it was a full length film. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I think I think it was the most solid from start to finish out of all of them. Yes, it was the shortest as well, so didn't have a lot of room for like cock-ups and mistakes.
That was one of the positives of it, that it was to the point, short, nothing. Because I often find that with horror films that like when they're building up, it's getting scarier and scarier, and then when they show when they show you the bad guy,
it's not that scary.
Yeah, and you're like,
it's the tension that it makes. It's just scary.
It's the worst is when they build up suspense and then nothing.
Yeah, so the fact that you never really saw what it was. I mean, you could see like an outline in that.
I think
just made it creepier. I think that the way it just cuts straight to the director's name was like powerful.
I think a lot of like horror films like build their tension with like loud music, don't they? Like the music gets louder.
Yeah.
As like it close to the scary person, and that didn't really do that.
No, it didn't. Yeah.
It was just like silence. I'm pretty sure, but
mostly,
you felt like you were there almost in that house, and as he's walking closer, you're like, no man, no, don't get closer to the crying.
Yeah. We definitely were sort of
just call the cops.
Yeah.
We definitely were.
Get the shotty.
Shouting out. Yeah, man. He should have grabbed the shot.
He's definitely dead now, so R.I.P. my friend.
Yes, definitely.
So
drink one for him.
Ratings, T. What you saying, man?
I'm going to be completely honest and be quite boring with this rating. I'm going to give it a 7, like reboot.
That's good.
Did not expect that.
I rebooted, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
It's a pretty...
I'd
say I enjoyed it. I'd say just loses 3 points just because I'd actually enjoy it a lot if it was a full film.
The fact that it was
short was just... Yeah, because obviously we're reviewing short films, but at the same time it's like... When you're watching something like that, you get engrossed in it.
I totally agree with that.
You like where it's going. And then just the fact that it was really short was like, oh.
Yeah, fair enough. It
would make a good longer film.
7?
Yeah.
7's good. 7's a good one, man. What about you, Grizz?
I agree with Tom about what he said about it being longer, but also what you said about it being shorter was a good thing because I wanted to see more, but it obviously didn't have like a big budget, so the monsters wouldn't look that good, or the creepers or whatever wouldn't look that great. So you got like a brief glimpse, really. And I think if it had gone on for longer, like the monster would have sort of undone the work it had done to sort of build it up.
Lost its.
So I'd give it a 9, to be honest. Like I think from start to finish, it was solid. Like very short film as well.
Yeah, that's good.
It was 5 minutes.
That's really good.
It hooked me. It was 5 minutes.
I would probably give it a 6, but I think that it did what it set out to achieve really well. So, like I said, I got sort of proper college-y vibes off it, and I don't know. It's not my sort of thing, but like it can be my sort of thing, but this just sort of wasn't.
I think compare that to the first one. That looked that professional.
Oh, mate, and I reckon that that last one would have been a whole lot cheaper to make than that first one.
100%. It was one. Well,
it felt like maybe with one guy involved.
One actual actor,
One guy involved in that whole project,
which
is another thing that gave me the college vibes, compared to however many people involved in that youth organisation that we watched, the Scooter Jack. The difference is incredible. Some great shots, but so I would say, what did I say? 7?
6, I think.
6. Yeah, I'll go with a 6. Those were some pretty good, pretty shit.
Yeah, massive.
It's a nice mixed bunch.
Too good.
Yeah.
Too Well, 2 good, 1 shit, and then 1.
What
Not
number
so
1
great.
from the pick? Number 1 from the pick, guys.
Well,
She knows. I'm gonna say
yeah,
She
She
Knows.
Knows.
Is my
It's definitely my highest
She
rating.
Knows was
but
the
yeah, it was
horror.
my highest
big
rating.
shout out to
Well,
Reboot,
same
though.
as
But
Reboot.
it's pretty mental
That's
what we
pretty
did.
Yeah.
I think Reboot takes it for me.
Yeah.
I think that was fantastic.
Technically Reboot, but
Yeah,
like-
I'd say technically rebooted
like
because of
the-
the effort, efforts put into it.
Yeah.
technically Reboot, but the sort of like enjoyment of watching it, I'd say She Knows.
Oh, man, that's
Yeah.
good. That's really good.
Nice.
So, those have been 4, great films. Not necessarily great films, but 4 YouTube films that we've watched.
Yeah.
We're going to put those in the description, like last time, so that you can check them out. Like I said, send us an email with what you thought of them. Check them out. Send us an email what you thought of them. Let us know. We might read some of these out or something. Revisit them. Whatever. We just love hearing from you anyway. That's great.
Yeah, and if you guys are checking out on the YouTube channel, just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, check out the YouTube.
Yeah, leave a like, subscribe if
You can
if you
also,
want
as Tom mentioned earlier, we've got an Instagram at dudewutpodcast. Tag some stuff on that. I don't know. I don't really know. I still don't really know how you use Instagram. I'm struggling. I mean,
comment on Instagram, like posts, anything like that.
Yeah, I'm not that old, but I'm
Just you can
struggling.
share it if you want to.
Yeah, share it around. This really helps. Appreciate listening.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I think that's been another episode of Dude What Podcast.
Yep.
It's been really cool, mate. It's been amazing to have you here,
Hell
Grizzly.
yeah, Adam.
Yeah, man, I really, really appreciate being on it today, and I'll definitely be back in the future as well.
Yeah, I was
Definitely.
gonna say, man, you have to come back, and next time you can bring a film with you. We'll do a film one with you.
School of Rock,
No way,
Don't give it away now, man.
Yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
No,
Ooh.
stop.
Absolute classic. All right, guys. I've been Harry Darwin.
And I've been Tomo.
And now I've been Grizzly Bear.
We'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.
See you later.
Dude, what?
Dude, what?
Dude, what?